If you want a woman to be obsessed with you, you have to stop thinking like every other guy. Most men chase, most men overgive, most men are predictable, and that's exactly why most men get ignored, used, or dumped. If you're tired of being the one who tries too hard and always ends up with nothing, it's time to flip the script. Obsession doesn't come from being nice, it doesn't come from being available, and it definitely doesn't come from begging for her attention. Women don't obsess over the men who worship them. They obsess over the men they can't quite figure out, the ones who give them just enough to feel something, but not enough to feel secure. That tension? That's where obsession is born. If you give a woman everything too soon, she feels nothing. But if you become the one man she can't fully read, the one man who lives life on his terms, you automatically become unforgettable. She starts thinking about you when you're not around. She starts wondering who else wants you. She starts chasing you, even if she never chased a man before. This isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding how women respond to masculine energy. The modern woman is surrounded by attention, validation, and options. What she rarely finds is a man she can't control. That's the man who sticks in her mind. Not for a moment, but constantly. So if you're ready to stop being another nice guy who fades into the background and start being the one she obsesses over, this video will show you how. No fluff, no games, just strategy that works, built for the modern dating world. Let's break down the steps that turn any woman into your biggest fan. 1. Be unavailable. If a woman can reach you anytime, anywhere, and always gets a response the moment she calls, she won't value your attention. What's always available becomes invisible. The quickest way to destroy attraction is to make her feel like she already has you. If you want to make a woman obsessed with you, stop being accessible. Stop acting like you've got nothing else going on in your life. The truth is, the man who is constantly busy, focused, and locked in on his purpose becomes a mystery. And mystery creates obsession. You need to live your life like she is a part of it, not the center of it. Wake up with goals, stay productive, and stop checking your phone every 5 minutes hoping she texted you. Let her wonder why you haven't replied. Let her feel the space. That space is what forces her to think about you. It's what makes her imagination run wild. That's where obsession brews, when she has to ask herself where you are, who you're with, and why you're not chasing her like every other man. When you're unavailable, you're not rejecting her. You're showing her that you have a life that doesn't revolve around her. That's power. Women respect and chase after men who are emotionally and mentally occupied with higher priorities. You have to present yourself as someone who has a mission, a plan, and zero desperation. If she feels like she's chasing your attention, she'll start craving it. Every time you choose to hold back, she invests more. Every time you don't jump when she calls, she feels the imbalance and wants to correct it by giving you more. This is how you reverse the game. Instead of chasing her, you build yourself into someone whose presence is rare and valuable. And what's rare and valuable always becomes addictive. Don't text her every morning. Don't be the first to respond. Don't always be available for a call or meetup. Be the man who's focused. Be the man who makes her wait. And while she waits, her mind starts working overtime. She starts feeling things she hasn't felt before. Curiosity turns into obsession because she can't fully access you. And in today's dating world, where most men are desperate for female attention, you stand out by simply being hard to reach. Women fall hardest for the man who doesn't try too hard, the one who makes her feel like he's a reward, not a rescue. If she starts asking why you're not always there, you're already winning. That's the power of being unavailable. It's not about playing games. It's about setting the tone that you are not a man who gives himself away easily. That mindset alone separates you from the rest. And when you make her feel like you're not always within reach, she will reach even harder. 2. Keep her guessing. Predictability is the death of desire. If a woman knows exactly what you're going to say, do, and feel before you do it, she'll slowly lose interest. Not because she's ungrateful, but because she's wired to crave emotional stimulation. And that stimulation dies when everything about you becomes obvious. If you want a woman to obsess over you, you have to keep her emotionally off balance. You have to be unpredictable in a controlled, confident way. This doesn't mean being erratic or unstable. It means she should never feel fully certain about where she stands with you. One day you're available and charming, the next you're busy and detached. One day you compliment her and make her feel special, the next day you're focused on your work and barely paying attention. This emotional rhythm makes her invest more energy in trying to figure you out, and that's exactly how you keep her hooked. When a woman can't fully read a man, he becomes fascinating. Her mind can't stop analyzing him. She replays the conversations. She wonders what he meant when he said certain things. She overthinks the silence. She becomes emotionally tied to the pursuit of understanding him, and obsession lives in that pursuit. You must learn to be slightly unpredictable in your behavior, responses, and timing. Don't follow a pattern. If you always text her at night, skip it one evening and post a photo of you out with friends instead. If you usually end calls with sweet compliments, end it short and calm the next time without warning. Let her feel the shift, not in a rude way, but in a way that triggers a deeper need for your validation. Keeping her guessing doesn't mean you disrespect her. It means you stay one step ahead. Let her feel a little unsure. That's the tension that builds obsession. She starts wondering if she's doing enough. She starts adjusting her tone, trying harder to impress you. You become the center of her focus, not because you forced her to, but because she's emotionally invested in solving the mystery that is you. The man who keeps her guessing never becomes boring. She doesn't scroll past his texts. She doesn't take his silence lightly. She feels pulled toward him even when he says very little. This isn't manipulation. It's masculine discipline. It's knowing how to shift your energy without explaining yourself. And when you move like that, she starts to realize you're not someone she can control. Make her work for your attention, make her wonder what you're thinking, and let her experience the emotional roller coaster that most men are afraid to create. Because when you're predictable, you become another page in her story. But when you keep her guessing, you become the story she can't stop reading. And in a world where most men give everything up front, the one who holds back just enough becomes unforgettable. That's how obsession starts. 3. Be the prize. A woman cannot obsess over you if she feels like you're beneath her. If she thinks she's doing you a favor by being in your life, the game is already lost. You have to carry yourself like you are the prize. Because the moment you act like she's doing you a favor by giving you attention, she mentally categorizes you as less valuable, and women don't obsess over what they don't value. Most men flip this dynamic without realizing it. They pedestalize the woman. They treat her like she's the reward. They adjust their schedule around her, spend money they don't have just to impress her, and constantly look for ways to keep her interested. But that kind of energy smells like desperation. And nothing kills attraction faster than a man who doesn't believe in his own worth. You have to walk, talk, and move like a man who is wanted. Like a man who has options. Like a man who doesn't chase because he's used to being chased. That's not arrogance. That's self-respect. Women sense when a man genuinely values himself. It's in how he carries himself, how he speaks, how he doesn't flinch under pressure or beg for attention. Start by shifting your mindset. You're not auditioning for her life, she's auditioning for yours. You're not here to entertain her. You're here to see if she's even worth your time, energy, and attention. That kind of energy makes her lean in. It forces her to step up her game. She starts chasing your validation because it's not freely given. You're selective. You don't just want a woman, you want the right woman. That makes you powerful. A man who sees himself as the prize doesn't over-explain, doesn't seek approval, and doesn't try too hard. He's grounded in his purpose, comfortable with silence, and doesn't need to prove anything. And that confidence draws women in harder than any pickup line ever could. You need to show her, through your actions, not your words, that you're not here to worship her, but to evaluate her. You ask questions that matter. You pay attention to how she carries herself. You challenge her when necessary. That energy shakes her, because most guys just try to please her. You, on the other hand, make her earn your interest. When you walk into a room, act like you belong. When you talk to her, don't talk like a man hoping to get something. Talk like a man who knows who he is, what he wants, and what he won't tolerate. Women are not used to that energy, and the ones who are truly feminine, they crave it. Be the man who doesn't chase. Be the man who stands tall in his identity. Be the man who makes her feel like she just discovered something rare. That's the man she can't get off her mind. That's the man she brags about. That's the man she obsesses over.